So when you go in and you're going to borrow money, you want to go into the car dealer finance manager's office or the RV dealer's office finance manager, and they start adding all these things, prep and this fee and that cost and transportation fee, delivery fee, inspection fee, all those different things. They add up to thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars sometimes. Do you need them all? Do you? Are some of them required, or do you just think that they are required? We're going to talk about that, and we're going to find out who's swimming naked. What kind of landmines do I need to be careful of if I'm a buyer in terms of financing? Besides the payment,
you want to make sure that the RV can be repaid in whole or in part at any time without penalties, and that will be in the financial disclosure column. If there's a penalty for early payment, it must be specified. Some banks have such a line. Read it. Make sure it's okay. Sometimes a bank will specify a charge of $100 if you pay it off within the first month of ownership. I understand that. They're covering their paperwork and discouraging people from using a finance contract as a certified check. But mostly what you're looking for is simple interest loans, no other types. Mostly what you're looking for is a purchase contract that does not include exotic, non-tangible products like paint protection, like you got to be careful of extended service protection plans, warranties. And you don't want to buy tire protection. You don't want to buy any of those exotics. Just you want to buy the RV and you want to finance the cost of the RV. And for heaven's sakes, put some money down.
That's the thing. When you don't put anything down, you're just, again, I say, putting that rope around your neck, the financial noose, and it's going to be so hard to get out. I see, not trying to be negative, and I know that there are some dealers out there to get mad at me. Hopefully you won't. But I see some really troubling times in the future when these RV buyers who have bought over the last, 2 to 3 years, they bought the frenzy and they bought the payment. And then when they find out, RVing is more expensive than I thought, or I don't want to do it, or whatever the reason is they want to sell, and they find out that they're upside down, it's got to be terrible for the future of the industry. At least it seems like that to me.
Well, counterintuitively, that won't necessarily be bad for the future of the industry.
Well, he's not going to buy again.
They won't buy again. And the historical pattern is that if you could get somebody to buy their first RV, they would over a lifetime own more than 4. But that's gone. But you've just described that first-time, one-time buyer that may have not been a fit for the RV lifestyle anyway. And now they suddenly discover that they have an RV that they are, in your vernacular, upside down. That is, they have negative equity. They owe more than it's worth, and they want to get out of it. They want to liquidate. They're trapped. There's not a way to do that without allowing a repossession or a bankruptcy. And then I think most people will pay it down and bite the bullet. I've seen it before, but I don't want them doing that. If you find that you're upside down and you want to exit the RV industry and you want to preserve your credit, save up, sell it for what you can get for it. And the best venue to sell on your own is eBay Motors. It's heads up, good reviews. It's the best one. But if you give it up for repossession or you declare bankruptcy, those units that go back to the lenders and then are auctioned off as repossessions, those are very dangerous units. In modern times, they get stripped. People that are not very honest take the appliances out and sell them to strip them down. They've never maintained them. They didn't have the money. Be careful of buying a repo. Real careful. Never buy a repo.
But I thought you said it was a good idea if you're going to buy from an auction. But now what I'm hearing is you got
No. Buy an auction if it's a frontline piece. If it's being offered by the owner at a reasonable price, you're going to actually buy it from the owner, from a dealer that's auctioning them off. That's what I'm getting at. Not a repossession. Not a distressed RV. If it's gone through a bank, if a bank has taken it back and sent it to one of the regional auctions, no, you got to be a pro to go to those, because there can be things wrong with those RVs that you would be spooked out. And they're being overbid right now. You walk into a repossessed RV and you find that the refrigerator's gone. Well, it's been sold online. That's the kind of stuff. No. If you're buying at auction, buy it on eBay. Then you're buying it from the actual owner, and eBay's got rules and eBay's got ratings. I trust eBay better.
Last question. What gives Kevin Frazer the biggest case of heartburn when you look at the whole big picture of the RV industry, the economy, the industry? What keeps you up at night? What do you worry about?
Well, you said disturbs me the most, and that doesn't keep me awake. I'm bothered by the charlatans, the big chains that have come into the industry and are looking for the killing, because that's going to hurt a whole industry. But it doesn't keep me awake at night because I don't do any of that stuff.
But there are people out there that do, Kevin, and there's
I
more.
know.
I've got these Facebook groups, and literally, it's 500,000 people, and I'm looking at the frequency of people that some of them are really blatant and upfront about what's going on. But I can read between the lines. There's this feeling that when you realize that you've been taken advantage of, it's not a good thing. It's embarrassing and it hurts and it makes you angry. And I'm sensing some of that. I don't want to sense it, but I can't ignore it.
Yeah, I know people that won't talk about what's happened to them because they're embarrassed. Well, those are the people that should maybe comment anonymously, because there are bad things that have been done to good people, and it's only because it's been go, go, go. Now that the tide has gone out, there's going to be a lot of self-correction here. It'll get better from now.
You know, I'm really concerned about the future of the RV industry. I really am. These people, first-time RV buyers that bought from one of these big chains, and they believed in the dream, and now they find out that they're buried. Those people, it's so sad because they're probably never going to buy another RV again because the dealer put such a bad taste in their mouth. And to me, that is a crying shame. So you need to find out in the finance department what is required and what is suggested, or required and recommended. If it's not required, you don't have to have it. Don't just let somebody bend your arm behind your back and you're going to pay for it one way or another. If you can, what I suggest is take that money on the suggested items and put it in a separate bank account. Put it in that bank account. Don't touch it. It's not going to earn much interest, but don't touch it. That's your emergency fund. If something happens, you'll have the money right there. RVs today, if you buy from a decent manufacturer, they're pretty good. They really are. And I don't think you need that extended service plan. Some people will disagree, and that's okay. But if you don't touch that money and you have a problem in the next 2 or 3 years, you'll have the money right there to fix it. If you don't have a problem, hey, you still have the money. And I love that thing what he said about, when the tide goes out, we find out who's been swimming naked. I think a lot of these big mega companies, these stock market people that have been making a killing at the dealerships, I think that we're going to find out a lot of them have been swimming naked. But what do you think? Post your comments below. I look forward to reading them. Until next time, I'm Alan Warren, the RV Wingman. Thanks so much for watching. Bye-bye.